Hello and welcome back to your South King County real estate update. My name is Sarah Eggleston with Stone Egg Realty at Berkshire Hathaway, and I am back to deliver your local real estate news for the month. I'll go ahead and jump right on into these slides. So it is November 2024, almost the end of the year. Coming to you a little late this month. It's been a busy month, had some scheduling conflicts, so I am finally here to deliver your November update, so your October recap. To save the date, the next homebuyer class is January 9th. This will be a basic first-time homebuyer class, like an hour and a half session. And we'll have another class in February that is more geared towards you have a home to sell, move once while selling your house and buying another. And we're going to have a class on a few different ways to make that happen so that you can buy your next house, then move, and then sell your old house. So look for that class coming in February. My fall buyer and seller guides are available. I'll have the winter ones out here mid-month next month. So if you are looking to buy or sell either by the end of the year or in 2025, please reach out. There's also a first-time home buyer guide that I can send over to you as well. So I can send you a PDF via email or whatever platform works best for you, or I can mail you a copy or get hard copy to you, however works best. And into the news, Seattle area home sales surge as market sends mixed signals. Mortgage rates did rise in October from September. So naturally that would make the housing market a little more sluggish, right? Nope. Home sales did go up across the Puget Sound region in October compared to a year earlier and on several metrics compared to the month earlier. So the number of pending sales last month was up 33% in King County compared to the year before. While it's hard to pinpoint the exact cause, buyers may be getting accustomed to the higher mortgage rates, but there's also a couple other reasons why those numbers look so much better than last year, which we'll get into in just a second. So October did have a larger inventory of homes, meaning that there were more homes for buyers to pick from. So had a higher chance of finding the right fit, which is one reason why we may have had higher sales, is people who have been looking for a specific thing for quite a while. Maybe that thing popped up on the market and they were ready to make a move forward. Up 25% or more in counties across the region for the number of homes coming to the market in October compared to a year before. This, I also really want to point out, context is also key. October 2023 was a low point in the market, which skews the year-over-year comparisons. Last year, pending sales in King County were down 14.5% in October from the year before. So us being up 33% from last year is partially because there was a huge dip last year in pending sales. But this uptick in sales comes as home prices remain high. The median single-family home sold for $960,000 in King County last month, up 1% from September and 9% from a year earlier. So normally we wouldn't see prices rise from September to October, but this year we did ever so slightly, but that is not a normal trend. So looking back at the past year for King County, we're definitely higher than we were a year ago. And you can see the slight tick up at the end here for that 1% increase for home price activity. And King County prices rose most on the east side, up 9% year over year. Median homes sold for $972,500 in Seattle, up 8%. Southwest King County was up 7%, and Southeast King County was up 5% from a year ago. So buyers are finding more options to choose from, and there's more sales happening, but their costs still remain a challenge because of those interest rates and those sticky prices. Prices really haven't come down that much since the increase in interest rates. Time on market is a little bit longer as well. Seattle area homes spent about 16 days on market in October on average, which is longer than we've seen in recent years. For home and condo sales, this is that chart, the number of home and condo sales. You can see the huge increase in all regions. For condos, Southeast is the only area where we saw more condo sales last year than this year. And for prices, you can see the gains on all of these bars in every area as well, except for North King County in condo sales. And that brings us to our hyperlocal breakdown. For Kent, Renton, Auburn, and Federal Way, the number of new listings in Renton did tick down from last month, but in all the other areas did tick up and are up or flat in all areas. Federal Way is flat, but we're greatly up in all three other areas from a year ago. For pending sales, we had in Kent a pretty big tick up from last month in pending sales. The others are not as drastic. Federal Way did tick down slightly, but we are up in all areas from a year ago in pending sales. Median days on market, Kent is flat from a year ago, and Renton is down to 9 days from a year ago, 25% lower. Auburn and Federal Way are both up quite a bit from where they were a year ago, 24, 25 days. So it's a pretty big jump overall, but this last month did make a little bit of a recovery on the days on market. Median sales price did tick up in 3 of the areas. Renton did tick down a little bit from last month, but all areas did go up from September to October, which is, again, not what we would expect to see this time of year, but we're up in all areas from 1 year ago on median sales price. And that brings us to mortgage rates. Last time we met, the weekly average was 6.32 and the daily was 6.14. If we bring it to today's weekly average, the average is closer to 7. The rate rose to 6.84 from last week's 6.78. If we look at our daily rate, that tells a little bit of a different story. So we'll get there in just a second. The average rate on a 30-year mortgage fell to a 2-year low of 6.08 in late September, but it has mostly been rising since then, echoing moves in the 10-year Treasury yield, which lenders use as a guide for pricing home loans. So the 10-year Treasury yield hovered around 4.4 this past week and was below 3.7 in September. So that is why we are seeing those higher mortgage rates. But economists predict that mortgage rates will remain volatile this year and generally predict they'll hover around 7% next year. For our daily rate, it is 7.03. So the daily rate is broadcasting a lot higher rates than the weekly average right now. So if we look at that over time, the weekly average is this orange line. The daily Mortgage News Daily's daily rate is the blue line. So really, if we're looking at a daily rate time frame, if you're looking at locking in a specific day, we're right around 7%. Mortgage rates are projected to decline in 2025. There's pretty much every place that is forecasting mortgage rates is forecasting that they will go down next year and hover right around this 6% mark, maybe a little lower heading throughout the year. Home prices are forecast to rise in 2025. The average of all of these projections is about 2.5% price appreciation for homes over the course of the year. And just one last reminder about those buyer and seller guides. If you would like one, let me know, or my first time home buyer guide. I can get one of these to you easily. And my upcoming next class is going to be January 9th. Make sure to stay tuned for details on that, or you can reach out and I will alert you once all of those details are nailed down. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. My phone number and email address are on the screen there. I would love to have a conversation with you about the real estate market in your area, or maybe a place you're wanting to move to. Yeah, just let me know. We'll grab a cup of coffee or chat on Zoom. Would love to just have that conversation. Thank you so much for joining me for your South King County real estate update. I will be back here next month. December, I will have my normal show in early to mid-December. I don't have the dates in front of me, but looking later in the month, closer to the end of the month, between Christmas and New Year's, I will have my 2025 predictions episode that I do every year. So I highly encourage you to tune in for that. So I hope you have a fantastic rest of the month. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you next month in December. Have a great day.